Alright, it's Sideways 8 again. Now, I picked this guy's picture for a specific reason. His name is John R. Lifton. He is one of the many people who have studied about brainwashing and thought reform. In fact, he has a model of thought reform named after him called, you guessed it, Lifton's Model of Thought Reform. He came up with this idea after studying refugees and escapees during the Cultural Revolution of people trying to escape in China, and he interviewed them and tried to get them to be able to reinterrogate them into society. And he listened to their stories about how their minds were changed. I suggest you go find the book. It's a very interesting read. Now, why did I pick this guy? Because right now I am going to talk about brainwashing. A couple years ago, when I was talking to an SJW, a crazy one, who just would not take any answer or answer for anything, just not budge, and was lacking self-awareness, just did not understand why, if you are in the position you must help the poor, why you shouldn't be in favor of bailouts. That made me wonder why. Why would someone not hold their leaders accountable for violating their own principles? As a result, I started researching a lot about brainwashing, a lot about cults, a lot about psychological influence, and also thought reform and all that good stuff. Now, most of the books I used to have, I've sold or have given away. So I remember a few of what these books' titles are, and I remember very little, very clearly, some ways of how to do it. Now, this is the first thing a cult leader will try to do. A cult leader, one of the ways to get a cult leader will get you to convert is we'll tell you, let's say we got a weight loss program here, okay? Let's say you got a person who is a woman that's kind of thick, wants to lose weight. And then she hears through a grapevine, through a couple friends, that there's this guy that's really great at weight loss. So she goes up, shows up, and everyone's just so friendly and loving her. And I'll treat her like a sister, except if she feels like family. Warning number one, that's love bombing. But that's not the technique I'm going to talk about. Then she starts eating according to the program like this guy. Warning number two, what this guy is who is in charge has set up this weight loss program as a front for a cult. He knows that you will come as a lady willingly to a weight loss program, and then you will automatically follow this guy's advice. It is to groom you to get used to obeying orders, obeying the influence of the leader. That's warning number two. But that's not the one that we got to look out for. Now, he gets her on a healthy diet, tries to get these people exercising together in a group. You know, you got to show up in formation. Well, not formation. You got to show up for a group in the morning, because he has this. The group leader has this thought that that people want to belong to something. So what he's done is to fill that need to belong. He sets up activities where people will do things together. There's nothing wrong with that. That's neutral. It can go for better or worse, but it's neutral. So this woman shows up in the morning, as he advised, gets working and starts working out with these sisters. These her newfound sisters. They have fun. They get together. They're enjoying themselves. And then when in the evenings they get together and they talk about weight loss strategies. At first, the leader will get them to eat healthy, eat slim, eat trim, and because of the conformity, the need to adhere to a standard, which is a neutral thing, it can be abused. she starts losing weight. Now what is done is the person has established credibility over this person, thus willing to get this lady to more likely listen to her. But that's not the dangerous technique here. Now, what happens? What happens is now he starts sneaking in one way to do this. And this is one way you can brainwash someone. Is what he does is he starts subscribing to her a piss poor diet. Starts feeding her only beans. Start saying only beans and only rice. Only fruit. Start limiting her diet really great. Really big time. Big time. It's no longer about nutrition. It's now you are learning how to exercise control over yourself. Not really. First thing cult leaders do is they try to limit the diet of their followers. And what happens is this woman does his advice. And then suddenly she loses weight, but she's getting sickly. She's starting to have breakdowns. She's starting to have problems thinking clearly. What has happened? What is this limited diet has done? This diet is designed to destroy nutrition, even though she's losing weight. This new diet, the by the leader, has been designed to get her on a shit diet, a nutritious deprived diet. When you have a shitty diet, what happens is your brain starts shutting down. All the higher functions, all the critical thinking, all the things that make you resistant to other people's influence gets destroyed. Now she goes up to this guy and says, I've been having hot flashes. I've been having, I'm getting confused. I'm getting this. And he'll say, this is a good sign. This means you are reaching your goal. Now, why did I share that? Well, let's say we are in a religious cult and the person decides to tell them to fast. Well, it's not unheard of to start seeing and hearing visions. And the hearing visions during fasting. Jesus fasted in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. And he saw some wonky shit. The whole point of fasting is to destroy neurons. It is to destroy you physically, mentally, and emotionally, and intellectually. So you're more willing and compliant. Now, while you're having this biological version of Windows, a blue screen of death, you will go to the leader and say, I've been having these visions. I've been having these confusions of being able to think clearly. I just can't function. Listen, when you're on a piss poor diet, you can't function. You begin to have less trust in yourself. And thus you start wanting to trust in someone else to take charge for you. What happens if you come up to a leader who puts you on a shit diet with the intent of brainwashing you in a religious context, maybe Christian, Hindu, whatever, and you're having all these abnormalities? Here's what the leader will tell you. The leader will tell you you are progressing and getting closer to God. What you are doing is healthy and good. The moral of the story is, that's just one technique, but they're all based on the same premise, is to get you to do something that is unhealthy as fuck, to make you stupider and crazier, then tell you it is a healthy, sane thing to do. Keep that in mind.